The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Sarah Chen stepped forward, her modest human frame dwarfed by the towering representatives of a dozen warrior species. The Krillian delegation, 8 feet of chitinous armor and razor-sharp mandibles, clicked dismissively. The Vorthak Empire's champion flexed muscles that could crush titanium. Even the crystalline Zex hummed with barely contained energy frequencies that had leveled entire star systems. "The humans wish to speak," announced Overlord Thax, his voice a rumbling earthquake that shook the chamber's reinforced walls. "How amusing! The weakest species in known space believes they have something to contribute to matters of war." Sarah adjusted her simple diplomatic uniform, a stark contrast to the elaborate battle armor surrounding her. She had volunteered for this mission knowing it might be humanity's last chance to avoid what was coming. The Galactic Coalition had been escalating conflicts for months, each member species trying to prove their dominance through increasingly destructive displays of power. "Honored delegates," Sarah began, her voice calm and measured, "I come before you not as a warrior, but as someone who has studied our histories, all of our histories." A chorus of alien laughter erupted. The reptilian Sarok delegate hissed with amusement. "Humans and their books. While we conquered worlds, you read stories." Sarah nodded politely. "Yes, we did read. We read about the Krillian Swarm Wars, where you devastated 47 systems before achieving victory. Impressive. We read about the Vorthak's Great Crusade, where brute strength carved out an empire spanning 6 sectors. Remarkable. We studied the Zex Resonance Campaign, where you shattered 3 suns to break enemy morale. Truly awe-inspiring." The chamber's atmosphere shifted slightly. These were indeed legendary campaigns, the stuff of galactic military academies. "But I noticed something curious in all these histories," Sarah continued, walking slowly before the assembled representatives. "Each of your greatest victories required decades, sometimes centuries, to achieve. The Krillians needed 200 years to claim their 47 systems. The Vorthak Crusade lasted 3 centuries. The Zax campaign spanned half a millennium." Overlord Thax leaned forward, his massive frame creaking. "Your point, human?" Sarah stopped walking and looked directly at him. "My point is that we've been trying very hard to be good galactic citizens. We've been polite, we followed protocols, we've attended your meetings and signed your treaties and respected your borders." She paused, letting the silence stretch. "But you seem to have misunderstood our restraint for weakness. So let me clarify something about human warfare." Sarah's voice remained perfectly calm, but something in her tone made several delegates shift uncomfortably. "When humans fight wars, we don't measure success in centuries. We measure it in years, sometimes months. Our longest global conflict lasted 6 years. Our most devastating war ended in days." The Krillian delegate clicked nervously. "Impossible! No species can wage war that efficiently." Sarah smiled. Not the diplomatic smile she'd worn before, but something colder. "We have a saying on Earth. War is diplomacy by other means. But you misunderstand. We've been doing diplomacy." She gestured to a holographic display that materialized above the chamber. "While you've been posturing and making threats, we've been mapping. Every ship, every base, every supply line, every weakness. We know which Vorthak commanders have rivalries that could split their fleet. We know the exact frequency needed to shatter Zex crystal matrices. We know that Krillian hives collapse if you eliminate the Queen's pheromone broadcasts." The chamber erupted in outraged roars and clicks and harmonic screeches, but Sarah's voice cut through the chaos like a blade. "We didn't share this intelligence because we hoped we wouldn't need it. We built contingencies we prayed we'd never activate. We prepared for a war we desperately wanted to avoid." She looked around the chamber one final time. But if you insist on forcing our hand, you'll discover why every species that has ever achieved spaceflight eventually develops the same word in their vocabulary: overkill. It's a human concept. Sarah turned toward the exit. You have 72 hours to reconsider. After that, we stop being polite. As the chamber door sealed behind her, not a single delegate spoke. They were all calculating, and for the first time in their respective histories, they were afraid of a species they had dismissed as weak. Outside, Sarah's hands finally stopped shaking. She hoped they'd choose wisdom, but humanity was ready either way.